She wasn't supposed to exist. The rifle in her hands bore 37 tally marks, each one a confirmed kill from impossible distances. Colonel Stone had seen that weapon before in classified files marked Operation Phantom. The woman polishing it was listed as Kia 3 years ago. Dead soldiers don't clean weapons. Dead soldiers don't breathe. Yet here she sat, alive, methodical, dangerous. When the alarm screamed across Camp Liberty, recon team trapped, all snipers down, Stone made a choice that would either save lives or end his career. He handed the ghost a mission. What happened next defied every rule of engagement ever written. Before we continue, drop your location in the comments. Where in the world are you watching from? Hit subscribe because what you're about to witness will redefine everything you thought you knew about precision warfare. The Camp Liberty armory reeked of gun, oil, and forgotten battles. Afternoon lights sliced through dust-caked windows, casting sharp shadows across rows of weapons. Colonel Michael Stone was knee-deep in inventory when the sound cut through his concentration. Metal on metal, precise and deliberate. In the far corner sat Staff Sergeant Maya Chan, her movements fluid as she worked a cloth down the length of a rifle that shouldn't exist. The weapon was sleek, deadly, and completely off the books. But it wasn't the rifle that made Stone's blood freeze. It was the marks carved into its barrel, 37 precise notches etched into the steel, each one a testament to lethality. Beside them, barely visible, was an emblem that made his hand shake, a stylized raven wrapped around the number 8. Phantom 8, the deadliest sniper in military history, officially killed in action during Operation Storm Raven. Staff Sergeant Chun. Stone's voice cut through the silence. Step away from that weapon. Now. Maya didn't even look up. Her cloth continued its methodical journey down the barrel, each stroke deliberate and calm. When she finally raised her eyes, they held the kind of emptiness that came from staring through scopes at human targets. This rifle doesn't exist, Stone said, hand instinctively moving to his sidearm. According to every database, neither do you. Databases lie, Maya replied, her voice flat as winter steel. PPD. Records disappear. Stone called over Sergeant Reynolds. Run that serial number. Fingers flew over keys. Sir, nothing. 0 matches. This weapon is a ghost. Before Stone could respond, the base alarm shrieked to life. Emergency lights bathed the armory in pulsing red as the dispatcher's voice crackled over speakers. Code red. Recon Team Delta trapped in Devil's Canyon. Multiple snipers down. Requesting immediate support. Devil's Canyon. A death trap where mountains created perfect kill zones. Stone had lost 2 sniper teams there in the past year. The enemy held the high ground, and conventional support couldn't reach the trapped soldiers in time. He looked at Maya, who had set down her cloth and was checking the rifle's action with practiced efficiency. The weapon moved in her hands like an extension of her body. 3 years ago, Operation Storm Raven, Stone said quietly. A SEAL team pinned down by enemy snipers. 12 confirmed kills from over a kilometer out. The shooter vanished before extraction. Maya's hands stilled on the rifle. That mission never happened. The after-action report mentioned Phantom 8, a ghost sniper who saved 37 lives. His eyes flicked to the tally marks. 37 confirmed kills. 37 lives saved. The radio crackled again. Delta team taking heavy casualties. Enemy snipers have overwatch on all escape routes. We need a miracle. Stone made a decision that would either save lives or destroy his career. He picked up the M24 and held it out to Maya. This isn't an order, Sergeant. This is a request. If you're who I think you are, those soldiers need you. Maya took the rifle without hesitation. Her fingers found familiar grooves in the stock, muscle memory taking over. How long until they're overrun? 20 minutes. Maybe less. She slung the weapon across her back and moved toward the door. Then we're already behind schedule. Stone watched her disappear into the chaos of mobilizing soldiers. He just gambled everything on a ghost. Devil's Canyon lived up to its name. Jagged cliffs rose on 3 sides, creating natural sniper perches that dominated the valley floor. Maya moved through the terrain like smoke, her boots finding silent purchase on loose shale. Through her earpiece, panicked voices painted a picture of disaster. They've got us zeroed. Every time we move, they drop another one. She reached an elevated position 800 meters from the enemy's suspected location. The distance was extreme, the angle treacherous, but the field of fire was clean. Through her scope, the battlefield came into sharp focus. Below, Delta Team was pinned behind inadequate cover, their movements growing more desperate with each passing minute. Above them, barely visible among the rocks, muzzle flashes betrayed enemy positions. Maya settled into her shooting stance, body becoming part of the mountain. Her breathing slowed, heartbeat steadying as she entered the zone where time moved differently. The first target appeared, a sniper adjusting his position for a better shot at the trap team. Maya's crosshairs found him, leading slightly for wind drift. The trigger broke clean. 800 meters away, the enemy sniper crumpled. She shifted targets immediately. A second shooter, alerted by his partner's fall, was scanning frantically for the source of a shot. Maya's bullet found him before he could locate her. But the third shooter was smarter. He'd identified her general position and sent a round screaming past her ear, close enough to draw blood. Maya rolled sideways, granite exploding where her head had been. The sniper duel had begun. She low-crawled to a new position, using terrain features to mask her movement. Through the scope, she caught a glint of glass, her opponent's scope catching sunlight. Amateur mistake. The shot was perfect. The enemy sniper's rifle flew from his hands as he toppled backward. Delta Team was moving now, using the suppression to bound towards safety. But more enemy fighters were converging on their position, automatic weapons chattering as they tried to pin the team down again. Maya methodically worked through the targets. Each shot was calculated, precise, final. Her rifle spoke with mechanical rhythm. Reload, acquire, fire, move. The tally marks on her barrel were earning their keep. When the last enemy fighter fell, Devil's Canyon returned to its natural silence. Delta Team had reached safety, all members accounted for. Maya packed her gear with the same methodical care she'd shown in the armory. The mission was complete, but something had changed. For the first time in 3 years, she wasn't running from her past. Back at base, Stone was waiting as she approached the gate. His eyes went immediately to the rifle, then to the small cut she'd added to the tally marks, number 38. "They're all safe," he said. "I know." She handed him the weapon. "This belongs in an armory, not a grave." Stone hefted the rifle, feeling its weight of history and possibility. "I have a proposition. There's a new precision team forming. They need an instructor who understands that shooting isn't just about hitting targets." Maya considered this. For 3 years, she'd been a ghost haunting her own life. Maybe it was time to stop running from who she was. "No folklore," she said finally. "No war stories. They learn the craft, not the legend." "Agreed. When can you start?" She looked toward the mountains where Delta Team was now safe, where enemy snipers no longer threatened American lives. "Tomorrow. But we do this right. No shortcuts, no heroes. Just soldiers learning to bring everyone home." Stone nodded. Sometimes the best leaders were the ones who'd learned the true cost of leadership. The next morning, 6 soldiers stood at attention on the training range. Maya faced them, no longer the ghost in the armory, but an instructor with purpose. "You're here to learn precision shooting," she began. "But before we touch a rifle, you need to understand something. Every shot you take changes you. Every life you save or take becomes part of who you are." She gestured toward the distant targets. "The weapon doesn't make you dangerous. Your judgment does. Your restraint does. Your ability to live with the consequences does." One young soldier raised his hand. "Ma'am, how do we know when to take the shot?" Maya thought of tally marks, of missions that never happened, of soldiers who came home because someone was willing to pull the trigger when it mattered. "When not taking it means someone else doesn't go home," she said. "That's when you discover what kind of soldier you really are." Training began with the fundamentals: breathing, positioning, understanding ballistics and environmental factors. But Maya taught them something more important: the weight of responsibility that came with extraordinary capability. Weeks passed. The students progressed from basics to advanced techniques, learning to make impossible shots under extreme conditions. But more importantly, they learned when not to shoot, when patience was more valuable than precision. Stone often watched from a distance, seeing his gamble pay dividends. Maya had transformed from a ghost into exactly what the unit needed: a teacher who understood that true strength came from restraint, not just capability. One afternoon, as the training session ended, Stone approached her. "The students are requesting permission to call you professor." Maya smiled, the first genuine smile he'd seen from her. Just instructor will do. Professor's deal, in theory. Ideal in bringing people home alive. As the sun set over Camp Liberty, Maya cleaned her rifle one final time before locking it away. The tally marks remained, a reminder of missions past, but the weapon now served a different purpose. Tomorrow would bring new students, new challenges, new opportunities to pass on hard-won wisdom. She was no longer Phantom 8, the ghost sniper who existed only in classified files. She was Maya Chun, instructor, guardian of skills that saved lives rather than just taking them. Some legends were meant to end. Others were meant to evolve into something better. In the armory that night, silence reigned once more. But it was no longer the silence of ghosts and forgotten battles. It was the silence of preparation, of weapons waiting to serve in the hands of soldiers who understood their true purpose. Maya had found her way home, not to a place, but to a purpose that honored both the past and the future. The legend of Phantom 8 was over. The story of who she would become was just beginning. Don't forget to mention in the comments where you are watching from and subscribe to the Sheaf Force Tales channel.